forecast for that person to do his job. So you need to not only his job, but also you need to have an idea, understanding of how he works, how he reacts, how he perceives things. So then you can adjust in order to collaborate. So, I mean, in further when we go, we can discuss about those things. The collaboration is a very important part in today's business environment. So still I am in the column of knowledge. So you need to understand your product, your market, your competitor, and people. People, when it comes to people, it's a vast area again. There are a lot of positives, negatives, maybe certain weaknesses, maybe the strengths. All those things you need to, because now I'm sure most of you are maybe at early stage in your career. So when you know this metrics, so you can start building up knowledge. So you can fill all these buckets with the knowledge. So you are aware that you need to fill these buckets when if you want to be successful in your career. So I remind you the importance also time to time when I am explaining these slides. So the communication, when you say communication for a sales leader, I mean, frontline sales guy, the communicating about the product is very important. That is the most basic thing for a leader, for an area manager or sales head. So communicating the strategy, vision, and all those things are very important. All those things are very straightforward. But beyond that, so you always need to be aware of miscommunication, and in communication principles that you have, you need to follow the chain of communication, but at the same time, tactically, you need to cross-check also. So that is the knowledge that you need to do. For an example, say if you are a brand new sales manager who communicate your message, your vision, maybe you are going to run a campaign for a particular product. You communicate it to the middle management, your immediate subordinate, and the middle management, and if you keep quiet, so you are not sure about what's going to happen. It's always good that formally you cross-check how the message has gone to the grassroots level. This is a very common mistake. Locally as well as globally happens, and a lot of international brands, and not only brands, not only business, maybe I mean when it comes to the country's political situations, so you don't have proper clarity in communication, and you don't follow proper protocols in communication, and also you don't cross-check, and you don't want to do research and understand how it is been perceived by the frontline, the person who need to get the should receive that communication. So it is very important for a sales leader to be aware of proper communication. So you need to list down all these communication, what are the protocols, what are the norms, and the clarity of communication, and how you design a campaign communication. So when you say design campaign communication, if you have marketing guys here, you might think it's about mix up with the marketing communication. No, even sales, now today you need to run campaigns in your sales departments for a product, for a competition. So the sales leader need to properly plan that communication. What elements should go to the frontline sales guys, and also analytical skills, because each of these skill counts. Because you see, I mean, you see sometimes you have lot of skills that you require. Say that sales manager who can communicate well and who can motivate well. There are a lot of sales managers I have seen and colleagues, and maybe we had those weaknesses at one point, but you don't take time to analyze things. It has happened to me at certain stages in my career. So when you say analyze, it's not only the data. It's not only the data. It's very important to analyze data, the sales figures, your productive calls, your SKUs, your redistribution sales, and the trends, and maybe how it moves. Maybe in particular, maybe sometimes you will see the productive calls rates are very good on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but Friday and Saturday is fairly low. So there can be reasons. So when you analyze only, you will see why it is happening, and that is about products. Maybe the behavior of a particular SKU. Maybe say beauty soap. If you take a beauty soap, so you analyze the sales behavior in a particular area, and maybe in particular ASM area, maybe if we have insurance selling professionals here, so you can see a particular policy how it behaves, and salesperson wise you can analyze. And you can analyze, then the next step is you need to analyze people also. So this is something that we don't do. So only the figures. You need to analyze people also, and also situations and environment. So for an example, my sale in Colombo may be good, and also if my sale in Anuradhapura is not up to the expectation, I should be able to analyze the environment in that area. So this is why the analytical skills are very, very important in the whole scenario. So then planning. This is a very basic thing, a term that sales guy or any other person need to plan. So planning become not good or will not give results when you don't do your analytics properly. So planning most of the time fails when you don't analyze properly. So it is always good, always very important to do your analysis beforehand and do your planning. So it's a very, these are, I'm sure one will find all these facts are very, very basic and straightforward. Yes, only thing, sales or in any other profession, the people, the professionals, the officers, the process owners will not put all these things into one context and understand the relationship between these each element. So you need to put into a context, and also you need to build your capabilities. You need to, as I mentioned before, you need to keep on building these buckets, filling these buckets with knowledge and experience. So the motivating skill. So since the motivation that I need to discuss in detail in the latter stage, I will not discuss much. So here you see in a leadership, the motivation is a very, very important aspect. This is why even the topic of this session is called leading and motivating a sales force. If for a sales force, it is very, very detrimental. So I will not discuss much, but all what I need to say here is it's the one of the most important element in the skills. But at the same time, I would like to say sometimes sales leaders would tend to think that motivating itself will bring all. Motivating only that you can see the end. No. So it's very important to understand what is motivating, how you are going to make use of motivation. Then here also I want to suggest you to look at convincing and influencing, because this skill is, you need to develop. sometimes communication skill will come to you, and analytical skills and planning skills you will learn. Motivation skills also, by looking at people, by reading and practicing, you can gain. But convincing and influencing is a bit difficult, because your character helps you to do that. So you need to be very mindful. Read more about because very few people have this capability. So you need to have a lot of patience. And so when you say convincing and influencing, you need to, I'll take an example. So I need to run a campaign. I need to run a display campaign, which is a very difficult task. Say that I want to keep one of my product in a particular place in the shop. So sorry for service selling professionals that I'm taking an example from FMCG industry. So I want to say keep one particular product at a, say, the shopkeeper's front counter. So it's a very competitive area. So the sales guys need to put a lot of efforts, and they need to spend a lot of time, and there will be a lot of objections from the trader, and you need to keep on doing that, because the next time when you come, that it will be from another area. So there are a lot of energy need to come from a sales guy. So you need to convince. How you need to convince is you need to get him to do a start and show him his success rate. So then that is how you can convince him. Then also you can influence through the management, the other team, that the importance of keeping that particular product in that place and how he can achieve his targets. So when he, with a couple of cycles, that he will be convinced. So this is the core of convincing. But to do that, you need to have a lot of patience, you need to have a lot of planning, you need to understand the psyche of your subordinates, your team. So it's a bit of a technical area, but once you develop that, you will gain a lot of ground in your leadership role, because that's a very successful and sustainable skill which you should build in you. Okay, then we also have to have finance competencies, especially when you go up in the ladder in sales department. Maybe previously sales, maybe 20 or 30 or even this side of 20 years, early stage where we started selling, our bosses did not know much about finance. They didn't talk much about that. But today you need to have even an area manager and even a frontliner should have basic knowledge of finance, the profitability of your company, and how you, or rather how you improve the profitability of your company. What are the high profit making products? How you develop those, and cost of operation, cost of distribution operation, how you can reduce the cost, how you can create cost efficiencies, and also P&L of a company. P&L, I mean costing of a product. So even a frontline sales guy should need to have an understanding what elements attribute to sell that particular product at that price. So it's I mean, it's a vast area, but I just want to touch in that area. So now itself you all can start filling that bucket. So you need to, maybe later, I mean, as you all heard in the introduction, I had to go for a finance qualification in my career. So a lot of sales professionals will want to take that finance qualification. It's not only to understand, but also to be very frank, for like other reasons, like inside a company, that otherwise if you don't know, the others will will take that for a opportunity. That will not only affect you and your department, but also the company. So when you know, when you understand the finance aspects properly of the product, operation, and the company, you can contribute well, because you only know what's happening in the marketplace, how your products behave in the marketplace. So if your finance guy only speak about the return and on investment, but also you need to talk about the bigger picture, the develop, how you grow in developing areas, how you invest in a future business, how you invest in future products. Maybe today you are selling a product which has a very low OP and GP, but that is going to, as a sales guy, that that product is going to give you results after 3 years, 5 years. Finance, so your CEO, MDO, your board may not know about it. But since you have that understanding, you are in a position to advise them on how, or suggest them how you need to draw your policies according to that. So it's very, very important to have a proper finance knowledge when you go up in the ladder. Maybe at a very, very in-depth knowledge is very, very important. Then let's come to HR. HR is, even as a frontline, sales representative who is going with in a vehicle, or maybe service guys may go alone, but a person who sells hardware or FMCG or whoever will work with small teams. So the frontline sales guy is the leader in that team. So you should have basic HR capabilities to get work done from your driver, maybe a porter, your helper, the office person, and the distributor. So how you should treat them, how you should communicate them, and also once you become a supervisor and a manager, you also need to know that you need to listen to them, you need to get information from them, and you need to get feedback from them. So that helps to properly design your personality, and it helps to design your policies. You can contribute by giving proper feedback to your superiors. So those listening, and then also development plans for your people. When you go up, maybe manager, middle manager level, you need to understand development plans, how to design a development plan for your sales frontline sales guys, and how to plan your training schedules for them, and how to go according to and explain the HR policy of your organization. Because if you don't have proper HR knowledge at a higher level, maybe at a very senior level, GM or director level, you will just say, okay, there's a document, please read and adhere. No, you need to be part of that and explain your subordinates the importance, the benefit for the company and people. So like it's not the same old sales head that who was sitting in the office those days. So I will explain how this differs from the sales leadership role differs from other leadership functions in a later stage. So this is what you need to. This is why you need to understand the HR functions properly from bottom to top, as I explained, for a sales frontline sales guy to up to the director. Then the logistics. So logistics. So when I will start from the top this time. Since HRI functions, I started from the bottom. So logistics, so as a sales, maybe a GM or director, so you need to understand the warehousing, the quantity that you can